Welcome back. May, coming up in just a couple days, is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's estimated that 1 in 5 adults experience a mental health condition in the United States on a given year. We've got Topher Hansen with Centerpointe here now. Topher, Centerpointe deals with a lot of these people that come in and out of these mental health issues. We know it's not just like the stigma, right?
No, and so 1 in 5 people have a more acute mental health issue going on at any given time, but we all have mental health going on all the time,
Absolutely.
right? And so
we all have a brain.
Right, and so yeah, the brain has got a lot of chemistry to it, and so it has those moments where impactful things happen and you get depressed for a little bit, or something's going on, you get anxious, and all that is playing in your system. And so when you have an event that goes on further, then sometimes you need help kind of figuring out how to cope with that, or if there are other chemical issues or structural issues in your brain that are causing persistent problems, and you might need medication or treatment of some sort. So we all have this all the time. That's important to understand. Just like we all have our physical health all the time, we all have our mental health all the time.
And like you said, sometimes it's cyclical. We go through these ups and downs. It's part of being a human.
Right.
But there's some things that we can do to bring us back up when we do feel down.
Or how to orient yourself in the world, so you're taking, just like, you know, we need to go do aerobic exercise, and you need to do lifting,
fine-tuning, we can call it.
Right, and so you do that, but also in your brain, how you can work every day to keep good mental health. And so think of the framework through which you look at the world, and if it's a positive framework where you're really looking at your potential, your strengths, your assets, as opposed to how terrible everything is and this is wrong and that's wrong and so on, then the science and the studies tell us that when you look through that positive framework, you tend to be more positive, you tend to perform better, you think better, you operate better, all those things go better for you. And so what we want to do is orient to well-being.
Absolutely.
To do that. So Maslow tells us we start at the basic needs, food, shelter, and clothing, and then work towards self-actualization. And really that's where we're all going. Everybody wants to maximize who they are. And so to really look through a window of well-being and positivity will be a good start to helping do good mental health every single day.
For those people who are maybe watching at home and are wondering, you know, Topher's right, maybe I'm thinking a little bit too negatively. How can they start to look more positively? Because for some people, that can be kind of hard to do.
So read a good book called The Happiness Advantage. Sean Aker went through Harvard and kind of ran into these issues, began to study it more intensely, and has written a book and does lecturing around the country. I saw him lecture, I've read his book. He talks about how do you focus on being happier. So it's the equation isn't go to school, work hard, get a job, all those things, then be happy. It's be happy first, then do all those things, and you'll do better. And so he really helps orient that way. So it's a good book to read and to help think about those things. And it takes a consciousness about how am I viewing these things every single day? Am I really taking a negative look, or am I taking a positive look? You know, we all have to deal with the ugly facts of life. When bad things happen, you have to deal with it. But it's what framework you put on that that's important. So we get to choose that stuff.
I think that's very important for us to all remember, not just during Mental Health Awareness Month, but all year round. Now's a good time to get started, though, if you haven't been thinking like that, to just try to challenge yourself this May and try to think more happy thoughts. It sounds kind of cliche, but it really works, doesn't it?
Yeah, or write a song called Be Happy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Topher, for being on today.
Thanks for having me.
It.
Yep.
And we'll be right back with our second midday guest.